Good morning, and welcome back to WMHS News. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Michael. Hey Caroline, do you know when the third quarter ends?
At the end of this week, I need to make sure all my assignments are turned in. But for now, let's get into WMHS News.
Ninth, 10th, and 11th graders, yearbook photo will be taken by the end of this week. There is no makeup day, and the yearbook staff wants to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to either submit a photo or have their photo taken, so be sure to follow the directions emailed to you or go to your grade level appropriate Google Classroom site and follow those directions there. If you are attending in person, 9th and 10th graders will have their photos taken during their PE class period, whereas 11th graders will be having it taken during their US VA history class period. If you're 100% virtual, then you will need to submit a photo by the deadline of April 1st. Speaking of April 1st, that's the deadline for the senior ads in the yearbook. Act fast, as it is on a first-come, first-served basis. You'll want to visit yearbookordercenter.com and enter job number 5024. If you have any more questions, be sure to contact McLean Yearbook at FCPS.edu.
We'll have a 2-hour early release for the end of third quarter this Friday, followed by spring break. Classes will resume April 6th.
The administration has been listening to student feedback and will now be presenting new options for students in person as to how to spend their Highlander time following this spring break. Students now have the option of breaking out into study pods, possibly going outside, or even going in the gym. If this sounds like something that's interesting to you, you'll want to talk to your counselor.
FCPS made changes to the grading policies last week. Under the new policies, students will receive a grade of NM or no mark instead of F in classes they failed. Students will also need to retake any courses they need to graduate to get credit. Students can also choose to receive a grade of P or pass in up to 2 of their courses. A passing grade will not affect a student's GPA positively or negatively. FCPS will also announce that students' final exam grades will only be able to help their final grade.
The McLean Community Center now has 2 spots open on their board for 2 select very special high school students to not only be elected, but to help serve the community. Voting is open until the 15th. You'll want to check out the link below to get more information on not just the candidates, but also how to get a ballot. If you're more of an in-person type of person, don't worry, they've got you covered. You'll want to go on the 15th, which is their Earth Day celebration, or possibly the 17th, which is their drive-through celebration of McLean Day.
The school board is now taking applications for student representatives for the 2021-22 school year. Current freshmen, sophomores, juniors are eligible to apply, and applications are due April 7th. The application and more information about the opportunity are available on FCPS website. Now to Supaxay with this week's sports.
Hi McLean, it's Supaxay with this week's sports. This week is a busy one for our Highlander sports teams. Tonight, our JV and varsity field hockey teams will be at South Lakes. Tomorrow night, our freshman and JV football teams have games, freshmen being at Marshall and JV at Herndon. Also tomorrow, our freshman JV and varsity volleyball will play Langley from home. Our freshman JV and varsity field hockey will be taking on Langley from home also. And finally, we will be competing against Langley at Hidden Creeks in golf. Nothing on Friday, but come Saturday, our varsity football team will be playing Herndon at home. Starting this week, you can attend all outdoor home games for $5 to support your Highlanders. You either must be given a ticket from a student athlete or be on a special list to attend. Our varsity team is coming off a tough loss to South Lakes where they ended up losing 42-32. Tough loss, but we can't linger on it. Let's focus on this upcoming Saturday and that W. Go Highlanders. Now back to your anchors.
Thanks, Supaxay. Hey, look, if you're not looking to spend that extra buck on the guac, then the Tartan's got you covered. As of 4 to 8 p.m. tonight, the Tartan Literary Magazine will be hosting a fundraising event with Chipotle. All you need to do is either go in person and tell them that you're with the magazine to get some money off of your order, or just enter the promo code below when you're making an order online. A percentage of the sales made will go towards funding for the magazine itself.
The Highlander staff is working on the April issue of the news magazine. They are looking for students and staff members who have overcome hardships during the past year. If you have any stories you're willing to share, email the highlanderstaff@gmail.com, and a reporter will get back to you as soon as possible.
International Transgender Day of Visibility is coming up on March 31st. In honor of this day, the GSA is encouraging McLean members to donate to the Transgender Law Center and the National Center for Transgender Equality. Links to these sites can be found below, as well as links as how to donate to them. And a Kush with World News.
Hey McLean, it's Kush with your World News for the week. Starting off, our favorite blue and yellow store IKEA is on trial for snooping on its own customers through deliberate spying systems. So I guess you were being recorded last time you were there eating your meatballs. Pretty weird, I know. Next up, more than 18,000 people were being evacuated from their homes earlier this week in Australia's New South Wales due to overwhelming floods. Lastly, Krispy Kreme is giving out free donuts all year long for getting your COVID-19 vaccine as a very delicious incentive, which I will be taking full advantage of, trust me. That's all for your world news. Now back to your anchors.
Thanks, Kush. Hey, Michael, have you been able to get your vaccine yet?
Not yet, but I have heard that most of our teachers and even some of our fellow students have. Let's see what they have to say.
As McLean returns to in-person learning, the effort to vaccinate all faculty members is underway to ensure the safety of everyone in the building.
I got my vaccine, I guess it was the very end of January. I think it was like the last day in January, and I got it at the Nova Hospital Center, and it was awesome. It was a really long line, but very worth it.
It was easier to make the first appointment than the second appointment because I think they booked up a lot, but just the way the vaccine works, once you get the first one, you have to have the second one within a certain window, so they made availability for everyone.
I got my vaccine as a student because I'm employed by Fairfax County, being a student tech, so I was able to get it at Inova Fairfax.
I did not have any trouble. I know that some teachers did have trouble just like because there was such a big rush of people trying to get vaccinated, but I luckily didn't have any trouble, and I felt like the process was really easy. And even teachers I know who did have some trouble were eventually able to get an appointment, and as far as I know, haven't had any problems since.
I have not had any symptoms. After the first one, it was like even better than the flu vaccine, and then after the second one, I was a little tired and had a little headache, but nothing major.
I felt great. I did know some people who were having some mild symptoms. If anything, I was just tired, but I'm always tired, so it's kind of hard to say. But I really felt fine. Didn't have any crazy symptoms.
I think returning to school is easier because it gives people peace of mind, but at the same time, I know some people don't want to get a vaccine until the first wave of people have gotten it. In terms of just returning to school, though, I think it does make things safer.
Yeah, I definitely feel safer now that I'm vaccinated, and I think a lot of teachers probably relate to that, but I'm also grateful like how seriously the county and McLean is taking it, and everything is always cleaned, and I feel like it's very safe at school, and the vaccine is an awesome extra added protection.
I feel like the vaccine makes it a lot safer, but I'm choosing to not go back and attend virtually until more people get vaccinated.
Signing off for WMHS News, this is Arman Nickmerod, Renee Woody, Fiona Kilcoyne, and Rebecca Miles.
I'm so glad to hear that most of our teachers and even some of our fellow students have been able to get the vaccine. Let's go to Jack with weather.
Today will be rainy and in the 50s. Tomorrow will bring the start of warmer weather. Thursday and Friday will be partly cloudy and in the 70s. So perfect for getting out. Saturday looks like a great day. Mostly sunny in the high of the 60s. Sunday, we might see some sprinkles, but it will still be pretty warm in the 60s. Next week, starting off a little cool in the 50s, but with a clear sunny sky, it should be nice enough to eat lunch outside. With all these warm days, the arrival of the cicadas, it is just around the corner. Yikes! Now back to your anchors.
Thanks, Jack. I'm looking forward to enjoying the incredible weather. If you'd like to submit an announcement, be sure to check out the form in the description below. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to check out our Instagram page for more McLean updates and activities. Have a great spring break, McLean.
See you fourth quarter, McLean.